we wanted to get back together again and make a great album and go out on tour. And no, I mean, this isn't, this is a brand new lineup really, and we're doing it for the right reasons, and the personal reasons for it. We want to make great music.
We got, we did get, people sort of going, making odd insinuations like that. Very few, actually. But, obviously one or two people raised it because it's a sort of a legitimate question to ask, because you can ask it about anybody like that, so you're getting back together because of the money. But in our case, we were actually quite fortunate because we all suddenly became unexpectedly wealthy last year, sitting on our asses, basically, because our management sold all of our back royalties for the next 15 years for a cash sum to a Japanese merchant bank for $25 million. This was before we got back together. So we all got, share in that, minus 20%. I remember saying, I said, so what happens if we don't get back together? And the guy said, oh, you get the money anyway. I said, so we get the money for sitting on our asses and not doing anything? He said, well, yeah. I went, oh, good. Well, in that case, let's get back together and make a great record. Because, so when people turn around and say, oh, you're just doing it for the money, it's like, well, no, actually, if I was just doing it for the money, I wouldn't be here at all, I'd be on my PC tapping into the stock market, buying Amazon.com or some crap like that, But this is much more fun, and it's much more meaningful.
I think we were looking for something, to do something a bit different, get a producer, move studios. We actually hooked up with Columbia Records in America. Kevin's worked with a lot of their artists, Black Crowes and Aerosmith. We loved the sound of his stuff. And we wanted someone to do justice to the band. And, we talked about it, and he said that he was going to, we said, well, what are you going to do? And I kept asking him, you got any favourite amps you want to use? And he kept looking at me blankly, He said, I'm going to set you up like you do live, and we're going to record it.
We weren't sure exactly what we wanted in a producer, but we knew what we didn't want. We did not want somebody that was going to come in and go, well, basically, you're a bunch of old has-been guys who, have this old sound. You need to, completely get rid of all that stuff and start bringing in some of the really cool sounds, and all that kind of stuff. So, guys like that would have lasted 5 seconds. And Kevin just sat there and sort of went, well, what do you expect me to say? I mean, I saw you live the other day and you sounded great. So that's what you should sound like. He's not the kind of producer who, like a kind of a Mutt Lange type figure, who just takes over the whole process. It's not what he does. As indeed, it's not what we want. We are a weeny bit more grown up in some senses. I mean, there's almost like a progressive, sort of a prog rock element to this album, which I think will probably take one or two people a little bit by surprise. It's slightly unexpected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think people would be very disappointed if they got an average record, and also very disappointed if they got a record which tried to desperately follow fashion, which has never been what the band has been about. When we had no money and when we had a lot of money, it was when we wrote our best songs. Because at both stages we didn't give a shit. We have no money, nothing to lose. Lots of money, who cares? Just go for it and do what you believe in, In between, maybe. Let's try and write a single. Let's try and do this. So that, that's that. Actually, it works as a general principle of life. is that, you know, your best, the moment when you're going to tell the truth the most is when you have nothing or when you don't care because you've got, like, you know, you're secure. Yeah, that's the times when you're most likely to tell the truth or to get into a fight. Music is one of the few things that I think you might actually want to buy electronically on the net. I mean, I would never, for example, buy a pair of shoes on the internet. You know, I mean, you know, or underpants or something else like that, or you know, I just can't imagine myself going and buying something intensely personal on the internet. But music and things like that you can actually listen to, check out, you know, and download. So it's great. So it's pretty appropriate that our website is cool. Look, the thing to remember about MP3 is it sucks. You know, only 10% of the information on a CD is contained in an MP3 file. They sound like dog dirt. They're awful. You know, they're only there as a gimmick. Now, there may be people that, you know, that are trying to put it out that MP3 is stealing everybody's music and all the rest of it. Well, you know, you can steal everybody's music, you know, on cassettes, and people have been doing that for ages. It hasn't put everybody out of business. What would put everybody out of business is if it was people could do that with the next generation of downloads, because the next generation is going to be serious business. You know, you'll be able to download a CD within, you know, a matter of a few seconds, and it'll be CD quality. It's funny, people do get bent out of shape about the internet. And I mean, I was having a meeting with somebody, and the guy was going, freaking out about, you know, soon you'll be able to get on your computer. And soon it's going to be so cool, you'll be able to type in, and then you'll be able to speak to your computer, and the person at the other end will be able to hear you. Isn't that amazing? And I said, you know, it's great. I said, we have a telephone. Yeah, we do the same thing, you know. I mean, so, but it is actually pretty cool. The show last time was pretty spectacular. We were aware that we were going to be doing the tour this time around, so we did hold a few things back. We didn't go the whole hog.
Save something.
Yeah, save something, hold something back. So, but effectively, we're going to be going with a big pyro show. There's going to be lots of smoke and bangs and explosions and monsters and burning Wicker Man, and we'll see if we can arrange a few naked nymphs as well. You know, we might have to take volunteers for that.
Yeah.
Having been in Maiden and then having rejoined Maiden, it is really appropriate that we should all be going back up to the peak of where we were, I suppose, 10 or 12 years ago. And we're going to go back to that peak now, and we may very well end up going beyond it, which is nice because we have really nothing to lose, everything to gain, and we're having loads of fun doing it.